Peace, love, and light, family. It's your girl, Ada, coming to you here live in a living color with Zion today with another informative topic and video. Hello to everyone out there. I hope that everyone is doing well this afternoon, this morning, rather. Hope everyone is doing well and hope everyone is pretty much still staying informed as much as possible and definitely doing their due diligence and their research and studying more about who they are and learning more about what needs to be done within our families and within our community as a whole. There's so much things that are happening. So many things are happening at an alarming rate within this particular country. And one of the main reasons why it's so important that we as a people know who we are is because things are going to get bad. And they're going to get bad in a way to where we have not experienced before. And it's coming. And the question is, are you prepared? Are you taking the necessary steps to be prepared for the inevitable? Because at this point in time, we need to think for ourselves and do things for ourselves because no one is going to do it. The state of black, quote unquote, black consciousness is down the drain and has been infiltrated by government forces. Okay, you've got all of these organizations who have not still done anything for the people. And what I mean by people, I am talking about the quote unquote black man, black woman, quote unquote African American. And please do not self-identify with these terms because it is not who you are. The quote unquote black man and black woman of the United States, of Canada, of South America, Central America, the Caribbeans of the sea, the islands of the sea. Okay, individuals who are in those areas are indeed indigenous to the Western Hemisphere. They are indigenous to the land. We are the true Aboriginal indigenous people of Turtle Island. Yes, we are. We are. And the whole big, huge lie and scam is them telling us something that we are not, teaching us something that we are not, while they reap the benefits of our status, reap the benefits of who we are, and pretty much have invaded our land. We are individuals that are within our own land, who are captive in our own land. Even Martin Luther King said this, that we were captors and prisoners in our own land. And he was true about that. And he was right about that. Everything that he stated about that was right. We are individuals within our nations, within our places of residence, within our homes, within our land, captive by European invaders, just like they're doing right now, just like they've gone into Syria and bombed them 2 nights ago. This is what they did to us. This is how they came in. And see, it's a circular thing that they've done. It doesn't change. Their strategy does not change whatsoever. They go in and bully and bomb whoever the hell it is that they feel like bombing. They have done it to Libya. They killed Gaddafi. Okay? They killed Saddam Hussein in Iraq. Okay? They went into Afghanistan. Don't you see the pattern? The pattern in what these people have done? They've totally manipulated history and told the people their history backwards, to keep them in bondage, to keep them enslaved to this system. And the individuals that are responsible for this are the Catholic Church, the Vatican, the quote-unquote royals, and the Arabs who have partnered with them, the quote-unquote Israeli. Okay, and then you've got the Western European establishment, which consists of these countries who've gone in parts of South America, Central America, Africa, and the whole world to dominate. I'm talking about France, Portugal, Spain, England, Germany. These countries are responsible for the bombing and what took place yesterday with Trump going in there. They are all back. They've all united to destroy Syria. But it's not going to happen, and their plans will fall. But I'm just pretty much divvying in on this because we are on the brink of World War III. We are on the brink of history repeating itself once again. And individuals need to wake up and understand and know that they are not these titles that they've been given, because it's all a military strategy. It is a war tactic. If they can get you to identify something that you're not, that means that they don't have to honor things that they should be honoring and do honor. They should be honoring, period. It is for your destruction. They want you destroyed. They don't care about you at all. They don't care about you or your family, because the whole agenda and goal is to get you off the land and to rid you from your land, who you've been invaded by these Europeans who claim they were here and who claim they are Americans. And they are not Americans. They are Europeans and will forever be Europeans. They were not the indigenous copper-colored Americans that were found here pre-Columbus era. They are not those people. There were people that were already here. We were already here. Wake up, family. Correct and know who you are. Claim your nationality. Claim your status. Get into your status and do what you need to do to handle your business, because now's the time. Okay? But this really got me thinking about, where were we? How were we during the Great Depression? Because, see, the Great Depression that occurred between 1929 and 1939 is going to be a cakewalk for what we are going to experience here in this country. It is going to be a cakewalk compared to how it was. It is not. It's going to be so bad. And individuals are not prepared for it. And individuals out there, please look at my video on inflation. Look at the laws recently that Trump has passed, and going into impoverished neighborhoods and operating quote unquote opportunity zones for corporations to go in and further exploit the people by pretty much paying them whatever the hell it is that they want to pay them. Pennies on the dollar. Okay? And nudging up the restrictions in working for individuals that want to find a job can't, because they have to work 30 hours a week for the quote-unquote food service program. I mean, these are the type of things that are being manipulated, and things are the type of things that are not being talked about. And see, this is supposed to take place in 18 states. 18 states that they've already approved this for. And see, I want to take a look at how quote-unquote black people, and please don't identify yourself as black, you are indigenous. You are indigenous to this land. You're the aborigine of the Americas, North, South, Central, and the islands of the sea. You are indeed the indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere. The information is out there for you to look up. Please do your research and your due diligence, because it's all about you. It's always been about you. And once you start to see the bigger picture and who your true enemies are and know where you stand, the better off you'll be. The better off you'll be in being prepared and knowing what to do. Okay, so, during the Great Depression, quote unquote, black people, they had it hard. They had it hard. But one thing that kept them alive and kept them, thriving and being sustainable was unity. Indeed, because they supported one another during this time. See, we have to go back. We have to go back to how, quote unquote, black people, the indigenous people, how they thrived before the Great Depression, and how they thrived and how powerful they were before the Great Depression. Between the 1890s, all the way up to 1929, the businesses within our communities doubled. Throughout the states, from 20,000 to 40,000. Between the 1890s and 1929, thousands of small businesses were created within our communities and in our areas. I'm talking about drugstores, small retail merchants, beauty shops, restaurants, you name it. Business was thriving because we kept all of our money within our community. Is that the case now? No. We are spending in other people's areas, and we're allowing people to set up shop in our neighborhoods where they take our money and leave. They take our money in our community and leave. That's it. Compared to if we were to invest that within our own selves and our own community, then we would be seeing the wealth that we could, acquire. But no, you have Asians, you have Arabs who come into our communities and quote unquote black communities to set up shop and further, expand their wealth where we have none. When we've got over $1 trillion in purchasing power, there's no excuse for why we shouldn't have something set up. Period. But like I said, they had drugstores, retail merchants, things like that, and most of the rapid growth in our communities came, during this time of separation, because remember, there was Jim Crow back then, and there was segregation, and with that segregation, which that is going to be coming soon again, and it will be good for us to be separate, and the power of being separate, and how we've been commanded to be separate from the establishment, from these European people, from the powers that be. We are to be separate and do our own thing. Okay, but Jim Crow segregated a lot of things within our communities and within the establishment as a whole. You couldn't go to the same places white people went to. You couldn't go to the same bathroom. Everything was separate. Everything was separate and segregated. Housing, you name it, it was separate. Okay, but with this segregation and with them kicking us out of this forest and things like that, that's when quote unquote black business thrived. It thrived. Because we had no choice but to support one another. And so you started to see businesses thrive throughout the states and things like that. Places like St. Louis, Illinois, North Carolina, Memphis, all these different places were thriving with people who were business owners and were opening up businesses and, people that supported it. The money stayed within our community. And the National Negro Business League, okay, the quote-unquote Negro, but we know that he's not a Negro. We know that he's an indigenous aboriginal of the Americas, but that term was put there to further confuse your identity as the landowner of the Americas. Okay, it was founded and promoted by Booker T. Washington. And this particular organization opened up 600 chapters, reaching every city with a significant indigenous aboriginal population, a quote-unquote black population. Okay, we were thriving at this point. And the reason why we were thriving was because we had community. We loved ourselves. We loved who we are, who we were. And we knew, what needed to be done to be sustainable as a community of people. Look around everybody of what's going on. You have the Mexicans who have their own thing. You have the Asians who have their own thing. You have the Italians who have their own thing. But what have these companies done? They have come into our communities and have set up shop. Okay, where's our businesses? Where's our things like that? Our loans and things. They're not going to give it to us. We need to be able to support ourselves. We have the power to do so. And we will be destroyed as a people unless we take the necessary steps in teaching our children what needs to be done in knowing and learning business, and the power of knowing business, and learning about agriculture and farming and land and things like that. All of this stuff we already deep down know and have, because it's ingrained in us to know how to farm nature and things like that, because we're indigenous to this land. We know how to do that. Our great-grandparents did that. Our grandparents did that. Farming and knowing things like that. We need to have these skills. So, we pretty much operated in virtually every kind of company during that time. The most prominent businesses were insurance companies. Then we had our own banks, barbershops, beauty salons, restaurants, record stores, bookstores, and funeral parlors. Okay, these businesses thrived during this time and thrived before the Great Depression. Before everything happened, we had these things. And the only thing that saved us during the Great Depression was us having those connections with the South and us being a unit of people helping one another. That's what we did. That's how we survived. That's how we pulled through. But right now, are we unified? Are we on one accord? No, we're not. We're too busy debating. We got too many agents. Agents to throw the people off course. You've got debates going on. You've got these Reverend Pork Chops lying to the people in these churches. Stay out of these churches, people. They are set up by your enemy, the Vatican. They are set up to destroy you. They are not telling you the truth. The Bible that you hold has been tampered with, my friend. If you don't have the spirit to understand truth, knowledge, and wisdom, and be receptive to truth, you are in a delusion. It is time for us to wake up and claim who we are, know who we are. The joke is over. The time is over. No, we are rising up. We are waking up to understand and know that we've been lied to on a massive, grand scale. And it will continue unless we stop it for the sake of our children. Okay, but during that time, by 1920, there were tens of thousands of, businesses within our communities. And a majority of them were small. Okay, so in essence of that, they thrived, before the Great Depression and made it through the Depression. We were self-reliant. We had our own things. We had our own. And we don't have our own now. When you see those soup kitchens, the soup kitchens of the Great Depression, guess what? The quote-unquote black man and black woman, you couldn't get in the line because it wasn't for you. You weren't even allowed in the line. Do quote-unquote black people right now, do they have their own national soup kitchen where quote-unquote black people can go when stuff hits the fan to have food at least? Soup at least? No, we don't have anything set up. We're too busy playing and going into the web and going further into the web of distraction and deception with these pastors, with these agents of these organizations of the quote-unquote pro-black conscious community to have your direction every place but here. They trying to get you to think African. They trying to get you to think black. Well, you're indigenous. You're the original of this land. There is proof out there. There are documents out there that show proof to everything that I'm saying to you. Don't take my word for it. Look it up for yourself. I want you to. But, as we got, we were sustainable. But then we've allowed, so many people come in. Integration did us really, really wrong. We integrated, and that's pretty much what destroyed us, where we have no base. We have nothing now. And, you do have some businesses out there that are, quote unquote black, and that's a great thing. And we should be supporting them businesses, because that's what kept us alive during the Great Depression. And we don't have that now. So it's really going to get bad, family. It's really going to get bad. And so you've got the Arab and the Asian in our communities setting up shop with businesses in our community when we should have our own and support our own businesses, and so we can keep the wealth and keep the money within our own communities instead of having them set up and take it home or wherever the hell it is that they live at or go to or wherever they're from. But in 1929, after our, the period of when we were thriving, the Great Depression was it gave us a serious blow. Okay, the cash income fell in our community because it was so much unemployment. People were unemployed. And what does that remind you of today? I'm sorry, but the economy is not doing well. There are so many people that are out of work. The jobs that are out there are not quality like they were before. Individuals have to take 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 jobs just to support their families. Times are really hard. People are not buying homes. People are not being, successful right now. It is the survival of the fittest, and there's not enough quote unquote jobs to go around. So what are you going to do when shit hits the fan? What are you going to do when your job tells you we don't need you anymore? See, this is what the skills that we need as a people to be self-sufficient, to do what we need to do on our own. We need farmers. We need individuals who know about, land and law and, business skills and things like that, and trade and, just training and skills, plumbing, architecture, welding, all these different things that we should know and have these skills. We need to have some type of skill when shit hits the fan that you can hire yourself out. Do you have a skill? Is there something that you can offer, a service that you can offer someone? These are things that you should be thinking about, because when everything collapses, you're not going to have a job to go to. That's going to be it. You're not going to have a job to go to. Are you going to fall back on something that you've worked on, that you put to the side, that you do on the side? You definitely need to be thinking in that arena, because once everything falls, then what? You need to have a hustle about yourself. You need to have a skill about yourself. You need to have a niche and how you can support your people and for yourself and support your homes and your communities. Because they sure in the hell ain't. These institutions and these corporations and, the president, what he signed into law, definitely look at that video, family. So during World War II, many business owners, went to war, and they switched over to, the jobs and munition factories and things like that. That's pretty much what soaked that up. A lot of our people went to war, and when they came back from the war, okay, you had the GI Bill in 1944, that granted these soldiers that came home, business loans, shelter, things like that. All these different things and quote unquote benefits they gave to these white soldiers coming back. They didn't give those to quote unquote black people. The quote unquote black people, they got nothing. They didn't get stipends. They didn't get grants for school. They didn't get any of that. It did not apply to the black man and black woman. And please, if anyone, soldiers watching this video, do not go and fight their wars. If my young men are watching this, don't go and fight their wars. The war is not for you to fight. We need to let them have at it and fight their own wars. We've got our own war here on our own turf. We've been at war with these people since they've arrived to our shores. America has been at war over 80% of the time of its inception. 82% over that has been at war since 1776. And even before that, with these Spaniards, okay, with the Spaniards and the other parts of Europe, okay, we've been at war with these people. These wars, they're about you. It's about you. But we need to wake up to understand and know that what we must do is understand who we are, know our status, correct our status, and claim back what is ours. Period. Point blank, done. And so then you had the GI Bill in 1944. And then after that, things were very tough. But black people stuck together. We stuck together. Quote unquote, black people, the indigenous people, we stuck together and helped each other. And the money that we had made, it stayed within our community and it was controlled by us. That is how we survived. That is how we survived. Will we survive what's to come right now? It ain't looking too good, y'all. So many of us are going to be slaughtered and killed. And this is the truth. Because we reject knowledge. We reject wisdom. And knowing who we are. This is a whole scam, family. This is war. We've been at war. And we don't even know we at war. People don't even know we at war. People looking at, oh, Syria. No. Look about our war that we got going on right here on our own turf. It's time to wake up and rid the nonsense of this church, of these churches, of the conscious community, and other individuals that mean us no good. These entertainers, they are a part of the problem. The entertainers, they are a part of the problem because they know the truth and have not given the truth to the people. So we shouldn't be paying any attention to these people, these demonically filled people. They know the truth. And guess what? They're set. They don't care about you because they're going to make sure that their families are all right. They don't care. They've sold us out. But that's how we survived. Are we going to be able to survive this? At the end of the day, yeah, we will. But so many of us will die because land is key. Land. Out of all these conscious people, out of all these entertainers, no one's bought a town, no one's bought land for people to thrive and for people to really get things going for themselves. No one's talking about this. They're talking about debates, dumb shit, irrelevant shit. Well, we should be focusing on what we need to be doing and taking care of in our own backyard, our own land. And this is serious. This is a lie. We have been invaded. We are prisoners of war within our own nations, our own land. And it has been a paper genocide by the world and by the European in history to wipe us off the face of the earth. They've taken crafty counsel, y'all, and they've come together to say, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Let us cut them off. They've cut us off. But see, now it's time for us to live, to wake up, to understand and see where we're at and what we're dealing with here. It's going to get bad. It's going to get bad, but are you prepared? Are you prepared? And what are you doing to prepare yourself? What is your hustle? What is your plan when shit hits the fan? When your job is gone, what are you going to do to make money? What skills do you have? What skills have you acquired? What are you going to do? These are things that the pastors aren't talking about. The quote unquote conscious community aren't talking about. The entertainers are not talking about. They're not talking about that. That's the plan. What's the plan? You need to have yourself together for your own family and think like that. That's pretty much it. But yes, family, I just want to share that and do that little background here. I know it's a little bit long, but these are things that we definitely need to think about because shit is about to hit the fan. We're on the brink of World War III, and no one's talking about anything or doing anything. There's no action on the ground. No action whatsoever. They're not hospitals being built. They're not soup kitchens being opened for our people, just in case some stuff jump off. These things need to be created for us, by us. But, they'll see. People will see, unfortunately, when it's too late. But I just wanted to put this out there. Peace, love, and light to everyone.